How's it going, everybody? Welcome to a brand new video. Today we have a very exciting cryptocurrency to talk about with a lot of big innovations that have been happening. And when we talk about TRON TRX, realistically, I think that it's important to bring up the conversation of mass adoption of crypto, because TRON TRX is definitely one of those cryptocurrencies that's really lining themselves up strategically with that notion, that central principle that's going to be a defining factor as cryptocurrency develops, not only as a space where people are investing in all these different things in the cryptocurrencies, but where the technologies like TRON, these brands realistically that are in competition with another, represent something that actually goes beyond a simple stock market sort of perspective that I think a lot of people make the mistake of looking at cryptocurrency from. Really, a lot of noobs make that mistake right off the bat. Fundamentally, you could tell an OG in the space by the fact that they pay attention to what's actually happening behind the scenes, i.e. Being the team that's working on it, the founder. So when we look at TRON TRX, it's impossible to talk about TRON without talking about Justin Sun, without talking about the vision that Justin Sun brings forth to the new era of this shifting paradigm, and that being the decentralization of the internet, and providing us with a alternative to these different platforms like Twitter, like Facebook, and others that shall go unnamed right now. But for example, these old social media platforms that people are not satisfied with anymore because they've gotten too big for their britches, essentially. And that's really realistically the problem with centralized data storage, and it's prone to all these different problems that you could go right down the list. The problems with Facebook and all these different problems that are all related to data storage and the centralization of data storage. You look at what's happening to Facebook in any day in the news, and they're always running into problems because of data. But I think that TRON TRX could definitely be one of those social media platforms that leverages that idea. Well, when you take an idea like TRON and you look at it in the framework of what cryptocurrency brings and actually makes realistically plausible in an overall context, I would say that when you consider the amount of innovation that could actually be built on that totality of the concept of where TRON could actually be taking us, I'm definitely very excited to be seeing where TRON. So we look at the news I mean, we were just checking out TRON news and price analysis, rumors, and all these different things. Over the past few months, TRON has been one of the cryptocurrencies that dominates major headlines, according to Invest in Blockchain, this fine news organization, giving TRON some time, some spotlight. And it is interesting to see the way that these different media coverage, analysis, and so forth have been leaning in a positive direction and giving TRON sort of that publicity, because realistically, I think that a lot of these different news platforms like to appeal to TRON because they do have such an active community across so many different social media platforms. So when they make an article that really sweetens the deal, makes people feel good about TRON, then realistically I think that it's more than like a hit piece. I mean, because you see Bitcoin and all these others, they tend to get smear campaigns and slander. I mean, what goes around comes around. But it is interesting to see TRON generally does stay in good favorability with the consciousness and the conversation that's been happening. This I was reading this article by AMB Crypto, popular cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, Tron, and Cardano, all all these different things. So obviously the news, you obviously don't trust them as far as you could throw them, but definitely a huge indication of the public consciousness. What I like to pay attention to, though, are the YouTube videos, and I was actually watching this interesting video by CryptoCurrently. This is one of the better, I would say, YouTubers, the new cryptocurrency YouTubers on the scene. I think CryptoCurrently really is he'll be reaching 5,000 subscribers in a few months at the rate that his channel's been growing, and with good reason. I mean, he was talking about basically these different articles, the what's been going around, all these different conversations that have been happening about mass adoption and Tron, and of course the different variables that we've been seeing happening on an international scale. But I'll certainly make sure to include a link to this video down in the description, so that if you guys are interested in checking out CryptoCurrently, you could definitely do so very easily. But yeah, it's definitely interesting to see how Tron has been working to integrate all these different possibilities into the really the dream, the vision of what they've been building, and how they've been moving us forward into this next paradigm, realistically, step by step. I think Tron, as they currently stand in the number 11 position, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how they're really reshaping the way that a lot of these different altcoins see themselves and how they operate in overall, as far as the ecosystem and how that's driven by the overall the innovation. Because people like Justin Sun are definitely few and far and in between, and it's very rare to have people like this, like the Albert Einsteins of the world, who actually are creators, who are realistically people who are driving us and innovating, and essentially making. And I think that's why Justin Sun's been recognized in so many circles. But yeah, definitely interesting. I mean, congratulations on Justin Sun's Facebook followers exceed 1.5 million. I mean, these are all big milestones that are definitely accelerating overall. I mean, definitely when you think about cryptocurrency, as far as the thing about the internet is every single minute, second, millisecond, or day, year, whatever, all the time, the internet is always getting bigger. So and realistically, it's prone to grow and continue to grow. And essentially, when we see the decline of Twitter, Facebook running into all these different problems, Zuckerberg giving people the Zuck and ruining his reputation, it's interesting to see something like Tron, the internet as it was meant to be, the sort of in alignment with the philosophies of the internet as it was meant to, obviously. So I mean, just the news. Let's talk about this. So we're seeing Microsoft co-founder Paul Allen dies of cancer, and I just wanted to say rest in peace to this fine man. He's done a lot of work with Microsoft. Whatever your feelings about Microsoft, I mean, it is sad to see a legend like this. And his legacy will certainly live on forever. But it's interesting, all these different people, singing his praises, and talking about the impact that he's had. But yeah, certainly, hats off to the legend. You have to pay respect to the OG. And at age 65, I mean, that's so young, but yeah, Microsoft's co-founder, and rest in peace, sir. But yeah, all that being said, I mean, I'd just like to say thanks to everybody who's helped this channel grow to this point where we are right now. It's definitely exciting to see how we've been growing on all these different platforms. And if you guys are interested, you can always connect with us at on our Twitter. and that's at CryptoTuber. That's it'd be great to see more people reaching out, and asking us questions, or if you want, just be active in the comment section down below. We try to respond to as many comments as possible. So all that being said, though, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Remember, this video is for entertainment, educational purposes only. Remember, I'm not your dad. This video is not advice by any means, but still, when it comes down to it, just to recap, I mean, I'd say my opinion on TRON, it's pretty positive, I think, as far as taking into consideration the future of the internet, and how we could be seeing these variables culminating and building upon themselves, and realistically bringing us forward. As far as looking at like 2019, 2020 are concerned, seeing the market cap where it is at 211, I mean, I think that we are due for some really interesting and big things coming up. So definitely it is interesting to be paying attention to this space at this juncture. But I just like to say thanks for everybody who's watched this content and subscribes to the channel, and make sure that you reach out to us on Snapchat as well. And all that being said, I hope you guys have enjoyed this episode. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a good one.